We are a couple of days away from the biggest day in horse racing, and the Kentucky Derby field is set. There are a maximum of 20 horses that can race. Leading the way is California Chrome. The colt is trained by 77-year-old Art Sherman, who would become the oldest trainer to win the Derby. And we have our own Derby hat challenge this year with our favorite artists and designers for Good Day Wisconsin. This is Nichole Campbell from Petal Pusher, Jennie Sykes from Jennie Elizabeth Designs, and artist Kim Geiser. And they have all been working for the last, I don't know, 2 years on coming up with their latest creation. Thank you, ladies, for coming back and working so hard to come up with these. We're going to start with Nichole. And the last time you used rose petals.
Yes.
Covered an entire hat in rose petals. And this time, talk about yours.
I wanted to do a different shape, so this is the take on a pillbox hat, and this time I've covered it with Dusty Miller, which works really great because you can just glue it down. I used hot glue. Super simple.
Turn towards me just a little bit. We'll see the Dusty Miller. It's such a pretty color.
Yeah,
and
the
you added
texture,
pearl.
it's velvety. Yep, and I detailed it with a little bit of pearl on there. And then the flowers are cymbidium orchids because those hold up so beautifully, very elegant. And then I made a bow out of bear grass and French pussy willow.
It's really cool. And you're right, it doesn't even look like real. The Dusty Miller looks like velvet.
Exactly. That's why when I got it in yesterday, and I'm like, oh, well, this could be a fabulous hat because the texture of it is so soft.
You just gave it away. You came up with this yesterday?
Yeah.
That would be awesome at Churchill Downs, don't you think? I mean, people would love to see that at the Kentucky Derby. How does it feel?
It feels great, actually. I put my hair up in a big bun on top of my head, and that's the trick to keeping it in place.
And it's a basket that you covered.
Yeah, what's underneath this, there was a period of time where I walked around the shop going, okay, what can I make this on? And I took a basket, cut it down a little shorter, and just glued to that. So it's a basket. Very pretty.
Okay, now, so you could go that route, fresh, right? Or you could go vintage.
Vintage.
Jennie, what did you do?
Well, last year I focused on width. This year we went higher.
Okay, very high. Take a look at how I can't even reach that high. I love the feathers. And where did you find this?
I went to the Antiques Mall, just down on Broadway, and dug and dug. Lots of fabulous hats, but I just love this little felt piece.
How old is it?
It's 1930s, late 30s, early 40s.
It's really cool. And then you embellished it yourself.
I embellished it. So what I did is I took a couple of, pheasant feathers from the craft store and glued them together. I didn't want to hot glue anything to the hat because it's too wonderful to do anything permanent to it. But it was lots of little pinholes from where people had stuck things in.
You just need a little mint julep in your hand and you would be all set. But you have other ideas for fascinators for people too?
I love fascinators. They're so simple. And again, I think that height and just a little pop is your key. This is probably the easiest. This was a headband with some silk flowers glued to it. And again,
my kids would love that.
I can see this on them. And then
I love this one.
This is my, very similar to feathers and flowers, but this is, I think, just a go for anything. And the way that we just see how that would even work. See, that would be lovely. Just lovely.
Yeah, no, I love it. Okay, but let's show people real quick. Okay, you go get a flower from the craft shop and some feathers. And do you see what she did underneath there? Little hot glue. And how did you do that?
This one, the feathers were on a little circle that's just folded over in half. So then that creates your natural curve. But if you wanted to do even something like this, that's just the base is your flower. And then this I glued on top, but just individual little feathers all around it.
I don't know. Where?
Probably
here?
We could try. Yeah. You got it? Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Miss Jennie.
You're welcome.
And Kim Geiser always does our thrifty segments, and you've done it again, Kim.
Yes, very thrifty.
Talk about your hat. It's so colorful, and I just love it. It's darling.
Thank you. The hat is from the dollar store, so the hat was $1. And then I just used crepe paper, and I made crepe paper flowers.
Crepe paper we used to decorate parties.
And you can either get that at the dollar store or all the thrift stores have it in abundance.
Or you have it in your basement from all those leftover parties.
Yeah, exactly.
So how did you make the flower?
You just take a length of whatever length you want. I mean, the longer the longer it is, the bigger the flower. And for like the fringe ones, I just folded it a bunch of times,
and
so
then
it's
you just
easier to cut.
Made the fringe.
And then you really just, make a twirl it around. I don't know what to say.
Roll it up.
Roll it up, sure.
Roll it up.
And
put
then,
it on a wire and tape it.
Yep. That's
easy. And let's take another look because I like how you made it like they're the ribbons. You know that you won the Kentucky Derby, Kim.
I totally did.
Now, we don't pick a winner here because they're all so different. They're all so fabulous. Thanks to all of you. Of course, we'll put links to find these lovely ladies if you would like them to design something for you, even a derby hat.
Absolutely.
Okay. They didn't tell me that they would do that, but I just announced that to the world. So thank you so much. Next time, no, we're not making recipes for mint juleps, but you can find those online too.